This conference will now be recorded.
So in this picture, so identify here, this is the anterior limb and this is the genu and this is the posterior limb of internal capsule. Anterior limb, genu and posterior limb of internal capsule. So basal ganglia anatomically corpus striatum, claustrum and amygdaloid body. So is a band of nerve fibers divide the corpus striatum into caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus. Corpus striatum divided into caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus. A band of nerve fibers is called corpus striatum. Band of nerve fibers called internal capsule. So caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus divided into band of nerve fibers called internal capsule. Anteroinferior part of caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus are connected by nerve fibers or nerve fibers of gray matter is called fundus striatum. That's why the corpus striatum is striated appearance. So anteroinferior part of caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus are connected by striated mass of gray matter. This striated mass of gray matter is striated appearance. That's why this is called corpus striatum. In this picture, identify here, this is the lentiform nucleus situated laterally, caudate nucleus situated medially. So lentiform nucleus and caudate nucleus are divided by internal capsule. This green color is internal capsule. Internal capsule. So lentiform nucleus laterally, caudate nucleus medially. Right? So in this picture, this is internal capsule. Identify this is an anterior limb of internal capsule. So below the anterior limb of internal capsule, caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus are connected by a mass of gray matter. This mass of gray matter is striated appearance. That's why this is called corpus striatum. Corpus striatum, right? So first we discuss the corpus striatum here. So corpus striatum comprises of caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus. So this internal capsule divides the caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus. This is anterior limb. So below the anterior limb of internal capsule, caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus is connected by mass of gray matter. It's called fundus striatum. Fundus striatum, right? So here in this picture, this is the horizontal section of right cerebral hemisphere seen from superior view. Caudate nucleus medially, lentiform nucleus laterally. Caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus are together called corpus striatum. Corpus striatum, right? So if you observe the lentiform nucleus, this lentiform nucleus is situated lateral to the internal capsule. Lateral to internal capsule. This lentiform nucleus is further divided into external medullary lamina. Lentiform nucleus is divided into external medullary lamina into outer part called putamen, inner part called globus pallidus. Lentiform nucleus is divided into two parts by external medullary lamina. Outer part called putamen, inner part called globus pallidus. Right? So similar picture caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus, anterior limb, genu, posterior limb of internal capsule. This is the thalamus, right? So observe the lentiform nucleus here. This is lateral or external medullary lamina. Divide the lentiform nucleus into outer part called putamen, inner part called globus pallidus. So morphological divisions of basal ganglia. Morphologically, paleostriatum and neostriatum. So paleostriatum is ancient and older. So globus pallidus is a paleostriatum part. So often called pallidum, paleostriatum. Neostriatum, most recent in development. This neostriatum includes caudate nucleus and putamen. Is often called striatum. So these are morphological divisions of basal ganglia. So morphological divisions are paleostriatum, neostriatum. So pallidum is paleostriatum part, and caudate nucleus and putamen is often called striatum. Right? Similar, corpus striatum comprises of lentiform nucleus and caudate nucleus. Here lentiform nucleus divided into two parts, inner part called globus pallidus, outer part called putamen. So globus pallidus is paleostriatum, often called pallidum. Putamen and caudate nucleus belongs to neostriatum, is often called striatum. So corpus striatum, this is the corpus striatum, includes caudate nucleus. In this picture, this comma-shaped body is called caudate nucleus, and this is the lentiform nucleus. Lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus lies lateral, and caudate nucleus lies medial. In between caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus, a band of nerve fibers is called internal capsule. So all of you know internal capsule is an example for projection fiber. Projection fiber. So we see the corpus striatum. So corpus striatum comprises of caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus. See in detail about corpus striatum. First we discuss the caudate nucleus. So what is meant by caudate nucleus? So caudate nucleus is a comma-shaped body. In this picture, this yellow color represents the caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus. This brown color is indicating the thalamus, and this is the lateral ventricle. Lateral ventricle. All of you know lateral ventricle parts are central or body, anterior horn, posterior horn, and inferior horn. So caudate nucleus is a comma-shaped body. It contains head, body continuation as a tail. So what are the parts of caudate nucleus? Head, body, and body continuation as a tail. So caudate nucleus is a comma-shaped body, surrounds the thalamus. Surrounds the thalamus. This caudate nucleus is projecting into lateral ventricle. So caudate nucleus is a comma-shaped body, surrounds the thalamus. This caudate nucleus is projecting into lateral ventricle. Projecting into lateral ventricle. So this is the convexity of caudate nucleus. So convexity towards the lateral ventricle. Convexity towards the lateral ventricle, right? So caudate nucleus contains three parts: head, body, body continuation as a tail. So termination of the tail contains almond-shaped mass of gray matter is called hemiglide body. So tail of caudate nucleus contains almond-shaped body or almond-shaped mass of gray matter is called hemiglide body. Hemiglide body. So caudate nucleus is a mass of gray matter surrounds the thalamus and projecting to parts of lateral ventricle. Parts of lateral ventricle, right? So first we see the parts of caudate nucleus and later we discuss the relations of caudate nucleus, right? So caudate nucleus contains head, body and tail. In this picture, we can appreciate the head of the caudate nucleus. So this is the coronal section of cerebral hemisphere. This is the corpus callosum, and this is the antihorn of lateral ventricle. Antihorn of lateral ventricle. All of you know antihorn of lateral ventricle projecting to frontal lobe of the cerebrum. So this yellow color is indicating the head of caudate nucleus. This head of caudate nucleus. See in this picture, this is the head of caudate nucleus and this is the putamen. So head of caudate nucleus and putamen are connected by below a mass of gray matter. So this is the internal capsule. Below the internal capsule, this is the mass of gray matter connecting the head of caudate nucleus and putamen, right? So head of caudate nucleus is rounded and forms the lateral wall and floor of antihorn of lateral ventricle. So head of caudate nucleus is rounded, present in front of interventricular foramen, and it is forms the lateral wall as well as floor of antihorn of lateral ventricle. Floor and lateral wall of antihorn of lateral ventricle. So head of caudate nucleus is rounded, present in front of interventricular foramen and forms the lateral wall and floor of antihorn of lateral ventricle. Floor and lateral wall. Next one, below the anterior limb of ventral capsule, head of caudate nucleus and putamen are connected by a mass of gray matter. This mass of gray matter is striated appearance, that's why called corpus striatum. Similar picture, head of caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus, anterior limb, genu, posterior limb, and thalamus. Below the anterior limb, identify these horizontal lines is indicating the a mass of gray matter below the anterior limb of ventral capsule, right? So let's say about the head of caudate nucleus. Next one, body. So head extends posteriorly to form the body. So body forms the floor of central part of lateral ventricle. Body forms the floor of central part of lateral ventricle. In this picture, this yellow color is indicating the body of caudate nucleus. Similar, so coronal section of third ventricle seen from anterior view. So this is the cerebral hemisphere, medial longitudinal fissure, corpus callosum, body of caudate nucleus, thalamus, and third ventricle. Here, septum pellucidum and fornix. Right. So in this picture, this black color is central part of lateral ventricle. Central part of lateral ventricle. So caudate nucleus body forms the floor of central part of lateral ventricle. This is the floor of central part of lateral ventricle. Floor of central part of lateral ventricle. So body of caudate nucleus forms the floor of central part of lateral ventricle. It is separated from thalamus by stria terminalis and thalamus striate. So body of caudate nucleus extends posteriorly from head of caudate nucleus. This body forms the floor of central part of lateral ventricle. It is separated from thalamus by stria terminalis and thalamus striate vein. Thalamus striate vein. Right? That's about the body of caudate nucleus. Next one, tail of caudate nucleus. So body extends posteriorly and inferiorly to form the tail of caudate nucleus. This is the body of caudate nucleus, extends posteriorly and inferiorly to form the tail of caudate nucleus. So tail of caudate nucleus is slender, extends from the body. It forms the roof of inferior horn of lateral ventricle. Tail of caudate nucleus forms the roof of inferior horn of lateral ventricle. Okay. So tail of caudate nucleus forms the roof of inferior horn of lateral ventricle. Right. So termination of the tail contains a massa gray matter which is called amygdaloid body. This is amygdaloid body. Right. That's it about the parts of caudate nucleus. Next one, relations of caudate nucleus, head and tail. Head and tail relations. So here, head of caudate nucleus is rounded, present in front of interventricular foramen. So in this picture, this is the head of caudate nucleus. So head of caudate nucleus laterally related to internal capsule, anterior limb of internal capsule. Further laterally lentiform nucleus. Further laterally lentiform nucleus. Lateral to lentiform nucleus, external capsule, and saucer shaped massa gray matter is called claustrum. Outside the claustrum, this is extreme capsule. So these are the relations of head of caudate nucleus. So head of caudate nucleus, laterally anterior limb of internal capsule, lentiform nucleus, external capsule, claustrum, and extreme capsule. Further laterally here, insula. These are relations of caudate nucleus, head of caudate nucleus. I already told you fundus striate. So mass of gray matter below the anterior limb of internal capsule, connecting the head of caudate nucleus with lentiform nucleus is called fundus striati. Fundus striati. Fundus striati. So head of caudate nucleus laterally related to anterior limb of internal capsule, lentiform nucleus, external capsule, claustrum, and extreme capsule and insula. These are relations of head of caudate nucleus. Next one, tail relations here. Tail of caudate nucleus. So tail of caudate nucleus superiorly related to thalamus and sublentiform part of internal capsule. So tail of caudate nucleus superiorly related to thalamus and sublentiform part of internal capsule. That's all about the caudate nucleus. So caudate nucleus frequently asked for 4 marks question. If you write 4 marks question, so what is meant by caudate nucleus and what are the parts and what are the relations? So once again I repeat. So what is meant by caudate nucleus? As a mass, thalamus-shaped mass of gray matter surrounds the thalamus and project into lateral ventricle. So parts of caudate nucleus is head in front of interventricular foramen. Head extends backwards to form the body. Body continuation as a tail. Terminal part of the tail contains a mass of gray matter is called amygdaloid body. Right? So next, head of caudate nucleus forms the lateral wall and floor of antihorn of lateral ventricle. Head of caudate nucleus forms the lateral wall and floor of antihorn of lateral ventricle. So head of caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus is connected by a mass of gray matter below the anterior limb is called fundus striati. Caudate nucleus body forms the floor of central part of lateral ventricle separated from thalamus by stria terminalis and thalamus striate vein. Tail superiorly related to thalamus and sublentiform part of internal capsule. Terminal part of tail contains mass of gray matter is called amygdaloid body. Right? This is the fundus striati. And next one, lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus is biconvex or lens-shaped mass of gray matter situated lateral to the internal capsule. So lentiform nucleus is biconvex or lens-shaped mass of gray matter situated lateral to the internal capsule. Lateral to the internal capsule. Right? This lentiform nucleus is divided into outer part called putamen, inner part called globus pallidus by external medullary lamina. So external medullary lamina divide the lentiform nucleus into outer part called putamen, inner part called globus pallidus. This globus pallidus is further divided into medial medullary lamina into outer and inner part. This is external medullary lamina. This is medial medullary lamina. Medial medullary lamina. This external medullary lamina, otherwise called lateral medullary lamina. Right? So these are the surfaces of lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus contains 3 surfaces: lateral, medial, and inferior. In this picture, this is the lateral surface of lentiform nucleus. Lateral surface of lentiform nucleus, and this is the head of caudate nucleus, body of caudate nucleus, tail of caudate nucleus, and amygdaloid body or amygdaloid nucleus. Right? So here, this is the lateral surface of lentiform nucleus. This is the inferior surface of lentiform nucleus. In this picture, this is a medial surface of lentiform nucleus. Medial surface of lentiform nucleus. So in this picture, lateral surface of lentiform nucleus, medial surface of lentiform nucleus. In this picture, this is the inferior surface of lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus contains 3 surfaces: lateral, medial, and inferior. Right? So see one by one relations of lentiform nucleus. So in this picture, horizontal section of cerebral hemisphere seen from superior view. So in this picture, identify here, this is the putamen and this is the globus pallidus, right? So this is the caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus. So caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus are divided by here internal capsule. Okay, caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus divided by internal capsule. This is the putamen. Identify this is the lateral surface of lentiform nucleus. Lateral surface of lentiform nucleus, right? So lateral surface of lentiform nucleus is related to external capsule. External capsule and claustrum. Lateral to claustrum, this is extreme capsule. Extreme capsule. So claustrum inside, external capsule. Claustrum outside, extreme capsule. Further laterally, this is the insula. All of you know insula. So insula is a submerged cortex beneath the stem of lateral sulcus. Right? So these are the lateral relations of lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus laterally related to external capsule, claustrum, extreme capsule, and insula. Right? Next. Medial relations are, so lentiform nucleus medially related to anterior limb, genu, and posterior limb of internal capsule. Medially, lentiform nucleus related to anterior limb, genu, posterior limb of internal capsule. Medial to anterior limb is related to head of caudate nucleus. Medial to posterior limb, this is the thalamus. So these are medial relations of lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus medially related to anterior limb, genu, posterior limb of internal capsule. Medial to anterior limb, head of caudate nucleus. Medial to posterior limb, thalamus. These are relations of lentiform nucleus, right? Medial relations. Next, inferiorly. So inferiorly, lentiform nucleus is related to sublentiform part of internal capsule. Sublentiform part of internal capsule. This is a sublentiform part of internal capsule and also related to anterior perforated substance. So this is the superior view of internal capsule. So this is the anterior view of lentiform nucleus, and here this is anterior perforated substance. So this is the coronal section and this is horizontal section. In this picture, lentiform nucleus inferiorly related to sublentiform part of internal capsule. In this picture, this is a lentiform nucleus inferiorly related to anterior perforated substance. Let's understand about the three surfaces and relations of lentiform nucleus. So lentiform nucleus is biconvex or lens-shaped mass of gray matter situated lateral to the internal capsule. Contains three surfaces called lateral, medial, and inferior. In this picture, this is a lateral, medial, and inferior, right? So lateral relations, medial relations, inferior relations, right? And next one, so lentiform nucleus above, nothing special, it is related to corona radiata or fibers of internal capsule. Parts of lentiform nucleus. So already discussed here, this is the lentiform nucleus, is divided into outer part called putamen, inner part called globus pallidus. These two parts are divided by external medullary lamina. So globus pallidus further divided into outer inner part by medial medullary lamina. Medial medullary lamina, right? Let's learn about the corpus striatum. So corpus striatum comprises of caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus. Next one, connections of corpus striatum. Connections of corpus striatum. So first we discuss the afferent connections, and next one we discuss the efferent connections. So afferents mostly coming from cerebral cortex, thalamus, and substantia nigra. So afferents of corpus striatum mainly receives from cerebral cortex, thalamus, and substantia nigra. In the afferent fibers, corticostriate. So this is the schematic picture. This is the cerebral cortex, caudate nucleus, thalamus, and lentiform nucleus. Outer part putamen, inner part globus pallidus, subthalamic nucleus, red nucleus, substantia nigra. Right? These are the parts. So connections of corpus striatum, afferents mainly from cerebral cortex, thalamus, substantia nigra. Right? Under this one, first we see the corticostriate. That name suggests here corticostriate. So fibers arise from cerebral cortex. And project into caudate nucleus. And some of the fibers also project into putamen of lentiform nucleus. So corticostriate fibers are arise from ipsilateral. That means same side of cerebral cortex and project into caudate nucleus, and some of the fibers project into putamen of lentiform nucleus. So corticostriate fibers. Next, thalamostriate. So afferent connections, number 2, thalamostriate. In this one, this is the thalamus. So fibers arise from thalamic nuclei and project into or terminates into caudate nucleus, and some fibers also terminates into putamen. So thalamostriate fibers arise from subthalamic or thalamic nuclei of thalamus, and terminates into caudate nucleus and putamen. Right? Thalamostriate. Next one, nigrostriate. Fibers arise from substantia nigra. And terminates into putamen. These nigrostriate fibers carries the dopamine nerve fibers or dopamine nerve cells. So nigrostriate fibers carries the dopamine synthesized nerve cells. So dopamine synthesized nerve cells carries the via nigrostriate fibers. So these are the afferent connections of corpus striatum. So corpus striatum mainly afferents coming from cerebral cortex, thalamus, and substantia nigra. Right? So corticostriate, thalamostriate, nigrostriate. So in this one, nigrostriate carries the dopamine synthesized nerve cells. Next one, efferent connections of corpus striatum. So this is once again schematic picture. This is the thalamus and this is the lentiform nucleus, claustrum and insula. Identify this blue color is indicating the internal capsule, right? Internal capsule. So here efferent connections of corpus striatum So globus pallidus forms the main afferent component. Globus pallidus forms the main afferent component. Fibers arise from globus pallidus and terminates into thalamus. Fibers arise from globus pallidus and terminates into thalamus. So before termination into thalamus, fibers arise from globus pallidus in the form of two bundles. These two bundles called, first one ansa lenticularis, second one fasciculus lenticularis. So ansa lenticularis, fasciculus lenticularis. So what is meant by ansa lenticularis? What is meant by fasciculus lenticularis? So fibers arise from globus pallidus. These are forming the loop around the posterior limb of ventral capsule. This is the posterior limb of ventral capsule. Fibers arise from globus pallidus. Fibers forming the loop around the internal capsule. These fibers called ansa lenticularis. Fibers arise from globus pallidus, forming loop around the posterior limb of internal capsule. These fibers called ansa lenticularis. So ansa lenticularis passing around the posterior limb of internal capsule. Number one. Number two, fasciculus lenticularis. Fibers arise from globus pallidus and passing through the internal capsule. Passing through the internal capsule, these are called fasciculus lenticularis. Fasciculus lenticularis. So fibers forming the loop around the posterior limb of internal capsule is called ansa lenticularis. Fibers arise from globus pallidus passing through the internal capsule. These are called fasciculus lenticularis. So before terminates into thalamus, ansa lenticularis, fasciculus lenticularis joins with dentato-rubrothalamic tract. Joins with dentato-rubrothalamic tract to form the thalamic fasciculus. So thalamic fasciculus is formed by fasciculus lenticularis, ansa lenticularis, dentato-rubrothalamic tract. Before terminates into thalamus to form the thalamic fasciculus and terminates into ventral anterior and ventral lateral. Ventral anterior and ventral lateral nuclei of thalamus, and finally projecting to premotor and motor cortex of cerebral cortex. Seen in this picture, so afferent connections is very important. So afferent component is mainly globus pallidus. So afferents arise from globus pallidus in the form of two bundles, ansa lenticularis, fasciculus lenticularis. So ansa lenticularis arises from globus pallidus and forming the loop around the posterior limb of internal capsule. This loop is called ansa lenticularis. Fibers arise from globus pallidus passing through the internal capsule. These are called fasciculus lenticularis. Before terminates into thalamus, fibers of fasciculus lenticularis, fibers of ansa lenticularis joins with or unite with dentato-rubrothalamic tract to form the thalamic fasciculus and terminates into ventral anterior, ventral lateral nuclei of thalamus, and finally project into premotor and motor cortex of cerebral cortex. So here caudate nucleus, thalamus, globus pallidus, this is the foramen, right? So these fibers passing posterior to the posterior limb of internal capsule, this is called ansa lenticularis. Ansa lenticularis, right? So ansa lenticularis. Next one, Fibers passing through the posterior limb of internal capsule is called thalamic fasciculus. Sorry, it is forms the fasciculus lenticularis, right? Fasciculus lenticularis. And fasciculus lenticularis and ansa lenticularis unite with dentative rubro-thalamic tract to form thalamic fasciculus. This thalamic fasciculus terminates into ventral anterior, ventral lateral nuclei of thalamus, and fibers arise from ventral anterior, ventral lateral nuclei of thalamus, and finally project into motor and premotor cortex of cerebral cortex. Motor and premotor area of cerebral cortex, right? Here is thalamic fasciculus, right? Number 2, subthalamic fasciculus. Here is subthalamic fasciculus. Fibers arise from globus pallidus and passing through the internal capsule and terminates into subthalamic nuclei. And also reciprocal connection between subthalamic nucleus and globus pallidus. So subthalamic fasciculus arises from globus pallidus, fibers arise from globus pallidus and passing through the internal capsule and terminates into subthalamic nuclei and form reciprocal connection between subthalamus and globus pallidus. Number 2. And number 3, pallidonigral. So fibers arise from putamen. So fibers arise from putamen and terminates into substantia nigra. These are called pallidonigral. Subthalamus, subthalamic fasciculus, thalamic fasciculus, ansa lenticularis, fasciculus lenticularis. So once again, I repeat the connections of corpus striatum. Afferent connections are corticostriate, thalamostriate, nigrostriate. So afferent connections are ansa lenticularis, fasciculus lenticularis, and unite with dentative rubro-thalamic tract to form the thalamic fasciculus, subthalamic fasciculus, and pallidonigral fibers, right? Next one, claustrum. So claustrum is a saucer-shaped mass of gray matter situated lateral to the lentiform nucleus. So saucer-shaped mass of gray matter situated lateral to the lentiform nucleus, right? So medially related to external capsule, laterally related to extreme capsule. So claustrum medially external capsule, laterally extreme capsule. Next one, amygdaloid body. So amygdaloid body, it is almond-shaped mass of gray matter. So developmentally, amygdaloid body derived from telencephalon, and functionally it is connected to limbic system. Amygdaloid body is a mass of gray matter or almond-shaped mass of gray matter situated in anterosuperior part of inferior horn of lateral ventricle. Almond-shaped mass of gray matter situated anterosuperior to the inferior horn of lateral ventricle. Developmentally derived from telencephalon, functionally it is connected to limbic system. These are the functions of basal ganglia. So organize and coordinate movements and posture, and decrease the muscle tone, inhibit the unwanted movements, cause associated movements, control movements for emotional expression, essential component of extrapyramidal system. So these are the functions of basal ganglia. So disorders of basal ganglia. Lesions of basal ganglia result in various forms of unwanted, involuntary movements and disturbance in muscle tone. So mainly Parkinsonism and chorea. So these are the main disorders of basal ganglia. In Parkinsonism or Parkinson's disease, or otherwise called paralysis agitans. So this Parkinsonism usually occurs after 50 years of age. It is due to the deficiency of neurotransmitter dopamine in corpus striatum. It is due to the deficiency of neurotransmitter dopamine in corpus striatum. Lesion in substantia nigra. It is caused by lesion in substantia nigra or its projections. So it is due to the lesion in substantia nigra and or its projections, mainly nigrostriate fibers. This is a Parkinson's disease. Here, this is the substantia nigra, and this is a normal condition. This is the substantia nigra. This is the horizontal section of the midbrain seen from superior view, right? So cerebral aqueduct, crus cerebri, substantia nigra, tegmentum and tectum, right? This is a Parkinson's disease patients, and this is a normal. Characteristic features of Parkinsonism or Parkinson's disease, mainly resting tremors. Intentional tremors are disease of cerebellum. Resting tremors are diseases of or symptoms of Parkinson's disease. So also symptoms are mask-like face or loss of facial expression, mask-like face or loss of facial expression, pin rolling movements of hands, stooped posture, stiff and shuffling gait. These are the symptoms of Parkinson's disease or Parkinsonism. Chorea. So it is characterized by quick, jerky, irregular, purposeless, involuntary movements, which involves mainly tongue, face, and limbs. So characterized by quick, jerky, irregular, purposeless, involuntary movements, which is primarily involve tongue, face, and limbs. So this is the gross anatomical specimen of basal ganglia. Here, horizontal section of cerebral hemisphere, right cerebral hemisphere, caudate nucleus. This is the caudate nucleus, head of caudate nucleus, and this is a lentiform nucleus. See this one, this is a lentiform nucleus. Caudate nucleus, lentiform nucleus are divided by internal capsule. This is internal capsule. Anterior limb, genu, posterior limb of internal capsule. So internal capsule, head of caudate nucleus, right? So identify this one. This is anterior horn of lateral ventricle. Anterior horn of lateral ventricle. Anterior horn of lateral ventricle laterally related to head of caudate nucleus, right? So anterior limb, genu, posterior limb, lentiform nucleus. Identify here medial to anterior limb, head of caudate nucleus. Medial to posterior limb, identify this mass of gray matter is called thalamus. This is the thalamus, and this is the lentiform nucleus, and this is the head of caudate nucleus, right? So lentiform nucleus in this picture, this is the medial surface, this is the lateral surface, right? So lateral surface is related to claustrum. Identify, this is the claustrum, Further laterally, it is a submerged cortex beneath the stem of laterosulcus. This is called insula. Insula. So submerged cortex beneath the stem of laterosulcus is called insula. It is forming the lateral relation of lentiform nucleus. Right? So that's it about the basal ganglia. I played the two videos. I'm playing two videos. First one, three-dimensional diagram, a three-dimensional video of basal ganglia.
Sir, not audible, sir. Sir, not audible, sir.
Your video was not visible, sir.
Anyway, class means these videos are class. No, no. After the videos are not calculated. No, class is long. Videos. I don't have your this. That's why I'm not getting this. Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.